Hi, I'm Caroline from and Corduroy from Red Dust Creations, and apparently I'm doing this whole YouTube thing all wrong. Breaking all the rules, doing things completely against all the advice I keep hearing. But it's okay. Let's get into it. So a couple of months ago, I guess it was, really started. Really decided that YouTube was something that I wanted to try. So I started my channel, Red Dust Creations. And eventually, sooner rather than later, I will have some making videos for you on here. I'm hoping to have some sewing videos, like process videos up by the end of the weekend if I'm lucky. Hand sewing tiny little felt things, beautiful, cute little adorable things for children, for adults, for whoever's interested in it, because I've made a little bit more progress on my desk area and that whole room in the hobby hoard space, which means that it's kind of ready for me, maybe, I think. Not quite sure how I'm going to film in there and things, but we're going to give it a try. As you can probably hear from my voice, we're still not doing great. But it's okay. I've still got a few more days worth of antibiotics to go. Hopefully they will clear up the last of the inflammation. Maybe the cough will disappear and my voice will come back. That's what we're hoping for anyway. In case you're wondering where I am in the veranda in my little old house, in the giant rocking chair that is usually taken up by one of my land whales, either Trixie Belden or Nancy Drew, but luckily it's actually a bit warm in here. The sun's coming through, and even though it's winter here, outback Queensland doesn't really do winter all that much, so it's pretty warm still. So they've been on the floor. The floorboards, a bit of a breeze underneath coming through from the gaps in the old boards, but they seem happy enough. As you saw earlier, Corduroy is just here. Where is he now? He's just here on my lap. He was very vocal just before I pressed record. He was trying to get up here, but he didn't want to walk past Nancy because he's scared of her. Because she's half swiped at him once, but that was enough for Hippio to put the fear of God in him, so to speak. Whereas he constantly chases Trixie, and she swipes at him all the time, but he's not afraid of her, which is another thing. But yeah, so me and the rules that I'm not following. Okay, so apparently all the rules that have been put in all the videos of late, videos from content creators about how to start YouTube, videos from people following the changes to the YouTube Partner Program that are upcoming in February, all of these things, and even just the basics apparently, I'm not following the script, the model, expectations. I don't know what it is, but if you've watched any of my previous videos, you will know that part of me starting this channel was most of starting this channel is for me, and to share my experiences of life and things like that with you, my audience. So, but part of that is also me trying to be as raw and authentic as I possibly can. And sometimes that's really difficult. Like, I have moments where watching myself on a screen, or just knowing that I'm on a screen, is really difficult because I have multiple scars on my face from multiple skin cancers. They're not, like, you guys can probably not see them anywhere near as much as I can, And if I talk to other people who've known me for longer, they sort of say, oh no, they look heaps better. I don't even notice them anymore. But I do. I see them every day. When I walk past a window or a mirror or a reflection, I see someone's eyes change, whatever. They're looking at my face to start with, and then down, and then around, and then the eyes go back up here. I can't do anything about that. In the past, I've had people say, well, why aren't you... You could put makeup over it. You could cover it. You can hide it. I could, but I'd have to have a spackle brush or something and be putting on, some serious, heavy-duty stuff to cover that, because there's... if I move my head around, I think you can sort of see it a bit more in there. But it's an indentation because they've had to cut away all of the fat and stuff behind. So it's between, obviously, the skin as well. So it's just a graft there, and there's not much there between the graft and the bone. So to fill that in and then try and even everything else out, and then work on this scar that's over here as well from my third skin cancer, because this was 2. Friends like, oh, you could do this. I said, well, I've never been a heavy makeup wearer. And if I started down that track of wearing makeup all the time, then I would have to wear makeup all the time, because the difference between wearing and not wearing would be massive. Whereas this way around, like if this is me normally, no makeup, hair's, vaguely clean and up and out of the way, got my glasses on. When I do decide to get frocked up for the races or something else, then I feel like I'm getting dressed up. I'm becoming still me, because I'm still not covering all of this, and everything's a lot more sensitive, like the skin-wise and all the rest of it. It's not worth the potential irritation and stuff down the track. So, maybe you get some mascara, etc. But yeah, so this is me. I'm not polished in any way, shape or form when I come into these videos to have these chats. Even when I'm doing the other videos, when they are one's in the garden or one's not in the garden, in my green corner in my propagation station, or when I'm in my art and craft hobby room. This is still all you're getting at the moment, is me. So in that respect, that's as authentic as I can be, is presenting you with me. And then I'm not editing. And I know that goes against all of the YouTube rules, all the rules, expectations, guidelines, recommendations, whatever you want to call it, that everyone talks about, because everyone's like, oh no, editing's really important. Yeah, sometimes people do amazing videos and they're super polished and they might be able to get their point across and things like that, but I don't feel like I get to know them anymore than I did beforehand. Whereas my goal is to get to know people, to find my tribe, find people who think about life similar to how I do, who have similar interests, who are ready to just get busy living, because we don't want to get busy dying, which is one of my favorite quotes from Shawshank Redemption, and has been something that's sort of been kept at the forefront of my mind with all of the different health issues I now have. These are the ones that everyone can see. The rest of mine are invisible illnesses, chronic pain conditions, chronic illnesses, neurological disorders, rheumatoid arthritis, all those kinds of things. So it's, that's the way it is. And yeah, so no editing. There are times when I'm like, oh gosh, especially if I'm a bit brain foggy and things like that, because that comes along with all of those things. And then I sort of just like forget a word, or I'm like, oh, what was I talking about? Or I go off on a massive tangent, and I do apologize for that, but it's just, There's a couple of squirrels running around in that brain of mine at times. Yeah, it gets a bit tricky. But yes, so not put together, not putting forward a different face. This is me. This is what you get. And no editing seem to be like very big no-nos when it comes to filming in YouTube land. But as I said, I don't see the point to doing it if I'm not going to be me. If what you see isn't really what you get in life. So I haven't edited any of my videos that I've put up. And I think I'm up to 60 plus already in the last couple of months, because I've been aiming to post something, some form of content every day. I'm probably overdoing that as well, because everyone's like, oh no, don't overdo it, but don't underdo it. But also I'm doing a mixture of long form content like this video and my plant one from last night, but there's also some short form video in there about my babies. So about Corduroy and Trixie and Nancy, my beautiful land whales. And there's no particular rhyme or reason for that. Like, I'm not like this, today I'm going to put out a long form video, or today I'm just doing a short. Sometimes it depends on my health. This past week it's depended on my voice. It's a little bit better today because I haven't done a lot of speaking. But who knows what it'll be like tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow you'll get, Corduroy being Corduroy, either a recent one or a throwback puppy. And same with the girls, you might get one of those from throwbacks. Thank you to those people who have put up with the fact that it's not new content. Well, it's new content to YouTube, but it's not fresh content, as in recently recorded, and it's not adding more to the story of me, but it's still me, because these guys are a big part of my life. Because apparently, another thing I'm not doing is I'm not doing whatever I'm supposed to do because I am a woman of a special, like of a certain age. I'm over 40, okay? I'm 40 and 44. And apparently that means that I need to be appealing to a certain demographic, like to old people. I mean, not even old people, but people, my content should only resonate with people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Apparently I can't connect with, or shouldn't expect to connect with, younger people or younger content creators or whatever. And that just seems bizarre, because I've always had friends some who have been my age, some of who have been 10, 15 years younger than I am, or 10, 15 years older than I am. I don't think that there needs to be an age limit on what you're putting forward and putting out there on YouTube. So that's probably another rule, that unwritten rule or whatever, that I'm breaking. I guess part of it is because see all these videos, and again, they're aimed at the 40 plus audience. And that feels really weird, because, the 40 plus audience, I'm not, like, I am 40 in numbers, but I've been a teacher for my whole life, teaching kindergarten, primary and secondary, so I don't feel like I'm 40 or 44, 40 plus. Really not even sure what that's supposed to feel like. Like, at what point do you feel like you're an adult? I don't know. Do you guys know? Is there anyone who is older than I am who's watching this or listening to this and going, well, I'm X age, but I still don't feel like an adult. I still feel like I've got so much growing up to do, that there are lots of things I want to do when I grow up. So that's a strange kind of thing as well. So I think that's another rule that I've been breaking, is that, I'm not targeting my content at the over 40s crowd. But yeah, I don't think that, conversations with people. I don't think that they need to be targeted specifically at an age group, or that propagating plants is only for older people, or that having a million hobbies is only for older people. I think all those things have applied to me my whole life. You are who you are, and I think the great thing maybe about getting older is I don't care. Like, I mean, I care about lots of things, but I don't care what people think about me in relation to certain activities. People who are nervous about being the first one up to try karaoke, or the first one to do, chuck their hand up and volunteer for something. I'm past that. I don't have time to waste. So I'll jump up there. I got no shame. It's no shame in my game. And part of it is because I think it's been getting older, but it's also been a number of health scares. Obviously, this one hadn't been picked up when it was, I probably wouldn't be here. I had some fairly serious sinus issues. If they hadn't been picked up when they were, I might not be here. Again, another skin cancer here. If it hadn't been picked up, might not be here. So there's lots of things that have tried to kill me over the years. And, despite being a little bit battle worn, I'm still winning on that front. But then with the chronic side of things, with the fibromyalgia and the trigeminal neuralgia and the rheumatoid arthritis, they at times do put limitations on what I can do, whether I like it or not. I don't always have a choice. If I've only got 5 spoons for the day, I've got to figure out how I'm going to use those 5 spoons, because I need to work. All those medications to keep those diseases at bay cost money. I think that's another thing that I'm not doing right, according to all the videos that I watch, is that I should have a story, but I shouldn't tell my story. Or something like that. As in, you should have a reason behind things, but people aren't interested in your story. I'm interested in people's stories, so why would other people not be interested in stories? I don't expect you to be obsessed with my story, but maybe it will connect with, just that one person it needs to connect with in that moment, so that they can be like, oh, I'm not alone. And that's kind of part of what finding my tribe's been about. So, yeah, breaking those rules. I don't think it matters. I hope it doesn't matter. I hope I'm not limiting myself on YouTube. And then again, because another thing that I'm doing that is not recommended in the rules, guidelines, whatever, from all of the experts and things like that, is that I should have a niche, or as the Americans say it, a niche. It's not a niche, it's a niche. I should have a niche. Well, my niche is me, I guess. My niche is me, and my life and my hobbies and my stories. And I think that there are other people out there who have a similar niche, in that they have the similar hobbies, similar interests, have other stuff going on in their lives. So, I've posted content on cats, on dogs, on gardening, on hobbies, on 3D printing, on updates about my health, information about my health, about market stalls as well. I don't have one really narrow niche. I have not niched down in YouTube language. I'm niching, I guess. because although I have a lot of hobbies and a lot of different hobbies, they're not all the same. I have many things that I love doing. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm not following the expectations for someone of my age. I'm not editing. I'm not performing. I haven't niched down. My story is a huge part of each and every video that I have posted. I'm doing long form content and short form content. And if I stopped and thought about it and then tried to remember all the different videos I've watched in the last however many months, mostly in the last month, I'm sure I'd find even more craziness that I am not following the guidelines for. But it's okay. Great thing is, it's early evening on Monday, and as soon as I finish this, I'm just going to upload it. And then the only thing you'll get that might be kind of edited, is you get a thumbnail. And that's about it. The rest of it is just as is. So what I'd like to know is anyone else doing this? Is this just a me thing? I know that I've seen one or two creators do one video here or there without, notes and without structure and things like that. And they found it really challenging, whereas I think because I've just gone at this, as is, kind of bull at the gate, hey, I'm a Taurus, as it were, I'm just doing it this way. Without putting all those expectations on myself, I think it's making it easier to do what I want to do and kind of what I have to do for me. But yeah, so I'm not posting every day for the algorithm or sharing every day for the algorithm or anything like that, because who knows how that works. I don't think anybody does, because everyone seems to have a different opinion. But I am doing it because on a day where I may not have achieved much else, this is something that I have done. Even if it is just uploading a video of my tiny dog Corduroy being ridiculous, or my beautiful land whales being the fluffiest things out and super snuggly. It's something. And for those of you who can relate to the chronic side of things, you know what it's like to need to feel like you are achieving something. So, Corduroy. Oh, he's looking out the window, he's being a nosy little Parker. But I think it's important to just be yourself, to just get out there and just try it. Don't worry about it being perfect. As they keep saying when all these videos, Corduroy, it's okay, darling. They keep saying, just start. And then list all the things that you need to do first before you start. My 2 cents is literally just start. Press record, put something together, and post it. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. Just start. The sooner you start, the easier it gets, and the more quickly you'll be able to find your tribe, find your space. Yeah. So, as I think I said at the start of the video, my name is Caroline, from Red Dust Creations. I haven't been able to put a lot of creativeness out there yet, but I would like to soon. If you would like to be part of this journey with me, please subscribe by hitting that, is it a bell symbol? I can't remember, I should know by now. But if you'd like to, see where this goes, see how I go, make that extra connection, hit subscribe. If this resonated with you, feel free to hit like, but also it's okay if you don't. Because I know I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Nobody is, and I don't drink tea anyway. I drink Milo. So, yeah. But, yeah, so despite the fact that it's a Monday, I'm still not 100%. My highlight of sleep night, my highlight of sleep last night was the fact that I got 2 hours together, the most I've had in over a week since I've had this cough. Yeah, I'm glad that I did this. So yeah, break all the rules. I mean, obviously not the content ones and things like that, but don't feel that you have to niche down or fit into the little box that someone who's not you, who's not in your demographic, who's not your target audience or anything like that. Don't worry about the box that they've created for you. Make your own box. Make a cat cave. You know, make a cubby house, a fort, whatever. You don't have to fit into what everyone else thinks you should. Do you, be you, and join me on this ride. I'll catch you later. Bye.